No one really knows who built this. How did people with no modern machinery build this structure with such huge stones that weigh many, many tons? This is the story of Tarr Steps on Exmoor in the UK. It's been here for thousands of years. Yes, it's a crossing, but the stones are so well placed and incredibly heavy, so much more than people with no machinery could actually move. How did the ancient people get these stones into place and make this ancient clapper stone bridge? Some places don't just exist, they stay with you long after you leave, and this is one of those places. There's an energy here that I cannot explain. Legend says the devil built this bridge, but the real mystery is even more fascinating. If you've ever needed a place to feel time slow down, then it might just be here. There are places that seem to have a quiet but powerful energy to them, and Tarr Steps is one of those places. You arrive through the trees that seem older than memory, following the sound of the water moving steadily through the valley. Not rushing, not lingering, just continuing on its journey. You can smell nature and those wonderful negative ions that instantly de-stress you, as it always has. Negative ions, often called air ions, are tiny electrical charged molecules found naturally in the environment, especially around moving water, forests, mountains, and after rain. They aren't important in the sense that we would die without seeking them out, but many scientists believe they actually support our bodies and minds and help us regulate stress, mood, and energy, which is why people feel noticeably better in certain natural environments, because in modern life we simply encounter far fewer of these ions. I feel ions every day by the sea and in places like this. When you come around the corner, that's when you see these great slabs of rock laid across the river. No cement, no grand design, just weight, balance and time. No one really knows who placed them here. Some say medieval travellers, some say Bronze Age people walking ancient trackways, and of course there is a story that the devil built it as a place to sit and warm himself in the sun. But standing here, none of that feels as important as the simple fact that somebody long before us needed to cross this water, and so they did something practical, but actually something that became so timeless it's still here. I love places like this, places that remind us of how small we are and how meaningful we can still be, because these stones, they've left centuries of footsteps, farmers, wanderers, families, children, people carrying burdens, people carrying hope, people simply trying to get somewhere else from one side to the other. And today they can carry us too. There's something quietly comforting about that. The idea that life is mostly just crossing from one side to the other, one season to the next, one version of yourself to another. And maybe we don't always need to know exactly where the path leads, only that others have walked it before us. And the way is still holding. The river keeps moving, the trees keep growing, the stones remain. And for a little while, we stand in the middle of all of that, breathing, listening, remembering what it feels like to belong to the landscape rather than just pass through it. I think that's why places like Tarr Steps, like this, really stay with me. They don't just shout, they don't perform, they simply exist, and they invite us to do the same. And when we leave, we carry a quiet thought with us, that maybe a meaningful life isn't just built in grand gestures, but in small crossings made with care, over and over again, until one day they become part of the landscape too.